Hey guys and gals, Mike Rickett 113. Thinking of the technicians out there. Um, when I got my ticket, I had a buddy who was a ham, and he twisted my arm, as I always say. But I'm really glad he did. I'm really enjoying the hobby, making new friends on the radio, and having a few eyeballs for that matter. But my buddy moved away, not too far away, but far enough where we are having trouble making a simplex contact between our QTHs. And it makes me, I keep telling him he needs to get his general. He needs to upgrade his license from technician to general, which he plans to do. I believe he's studying right now. And I'm happy about that. Maybe, maybe by middle of winter or end of winter, he'll have his pass his general and upgrade, and we'll put the other antennas up, and maybe we'll be able to make our simplex contact. Now we're about, I don't know, like 15 miles away from each other, line of sight, mind you. He's a technician, I'm a general, and we've tested on the technician privileges, except for the 220 band, which is 1.25 meters, because we both don't really have radios for that. But we've tested 2 meter simplex, 70 centimeter simplex. We've tested 10 meter sideband. We've tested 11 meter. And we are about to test pretty soon 6 meter sideband FM or AM, whatever may work. Or likely just 6 meter sideband and or FM. But seeing that he has all privileges on 6 meters. Now we have a lot of hills in between each other, and that seems to be the problem. I've had issues with trying to talk to people that are four or 5 miles away because of the hills that surround my QTH. And that's why I say get your upgrade from technician to general, or maybe all the way to extra, whatever you feel like doing. But get on the lower megahertz frequencies, be able to get on those frequencies, because we tested. I told him to go to a frequency on 40 meter here on 7 megahertz. I said, just listen, don't key up, but I'm just gonna call out and see if you hear me. And he heard me, no problem. So that was a good test. And he even heard me on a vertical. He was listening on an IMAX 2000. So imagine what I would sound like on his end if he had his wire up. He has I think a G5RV of sorts, dipole that someday we're going to put up in the air on his property. So I know he's studying. I know he's studying for the test. Hopefully by midwinter, or late winter, spring, whatever his timeline is, he'll upgrade to general, and it should work out just fine. 40 meter is great. Works day or night, depending. Summertime, winter, fall, spring. You name it, it works. And people are out there every night and every day making QSOs, making contacts, just talking about everyday life. And that's why I love it so much. It works well. I've talked to states all over this country. I've worked DX outside of the country on 40 meter at nighttime. It's just a brilliant mode. You don't even need to get your antenna that high off the ground. NVIST antennas, which are low to the ground, usually about anywhere between a 16th to a quarter wave. Quarter wave on 40 meter would be about 30 feet in the air, give or take. But I've heard people have their NFED or dipoles up like 10 feet, 15 feet off the ground, and they're still able to make contacts 300 miles away or so. And that's what they say about NVEST, is about 300 miles, And 40 meter is the place to try that, to experiment with. So you really don't need to get it that high off the ground. Yes, height is might. My antenna currently is an MFJ 1984 MP, Mike Papa, rated to 300 watts. I have it as a sloper, as you know, in my other videos, and it works just fine. The low end is about 4 foot off the ground where the transformer is, and then the wire just slopes up to a tree about, 30 to 40 feet. So it makes it kind of omnidirectional, and by testing it over the years, it seems to be the case. So the whole point of this is if you're having trouble making a simplex contact with a friend of yours that's far away, well, as if you are a technician using the bands that you are allowed to use, besides using a repeater, which I probably should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video, besides using a repeater, I suggest you upgrade to general. You'll have so much fun on the HF bands. You get a lot more privileges, a lot more frequencies to play with. So anyway, that's the story. This is my Cricket 113. Have a good night, guys.